Hey, everybody. Before we get into the show, I just want to remind y'all that I have a special out there. It's called Thin Lips, and it's on my YouTube. So all you got to do is click my little face in the corner, go to my YouTube. It'll be the first thing you see, and just watch it and tell me what you think. You know, if you haven't seen it yet, if you're like, I don't think he's that good or whatever, go watch it and confirm your hatred for me or whatever the hell. I don't know. I don't care. I don't think so. I don't think we've gotten a lot of positive feedback on the special. So thank everybody. Thank you all, everyone who's already watched it and left amazing feedback. Go check out Thin Lips. Let us know how you feel in the comments, whether you hate it, whether you like it. Send it to a friend, and let's try to get this to 10 million views by Sunday. That's the goal. And guess what? If I don't get it, something bad's going to happen. Could be to myself, could be to other people. Maybe a little bit of both. Enjoy the show. Hey, everybody, it's me again. Tricked you this time. We're not getting into the show just yet. The show was so fun, we actually forgot to plug Joe List's dates. So I texted him and I told him, is there anything you want me to plug? And I'll do it for him. You can check out his latest special, Enough for Everybody, which I just watched again. I've watched that special like 2-3 times. It's so good. Check it out on YouTube, Enough for Everybody. I think it just hit 1 million or something. Didn't it? You don't know. Who knows? And also, big news for old Joe List here. He will be playing Town Hall in New York City, November 9th. Get those tickets right now. They are available at, I'm assuming, joelist.com or joelistcomedy.com or big forehead, 4 eyes, small lips.com. Let's get into the show. The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sagdaddy the Pod. This feels like when a sex call center thing. That's kind of like what I'm doing. Should we bleep sex? You never know. Hey, how's it going, everybody? How are you doing? Thank you for listening. We got a very great episode. Really funny. Awesome get. You guys have been wanting. See, we listen here at Sagdaddy the Pod. We ask, who do you want to see? And you guys say it, and we deliver. So, unless you're some fucking asshole, oh, God. Unless you're some flippin' a-hole who comes into my DMs and tells me to book all these women, and one of them happens to be my ex-girlfriend. Jesus frickin' Christ on a stick, you know what I'm saying? Really got me, and I wasn't going to mention it, but I mentioned it here and then in the episode as well. But Joe List is here. Yeah, isn't that awesome? Joe comes to the cat hair lair for Sagdaddy the Pod, and it's just a fun time. And I really feel like me and Joe's relationship has grown stronger because of today. Because he's always thought I was funny and blah 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 blah. But I think he really sees it now. You know, finally, you know. So. Thank you all for listening. Should we talk about Green Day when we saw Green Day?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long
you
want to dive into this.
Well, it was awesome. I won't do too much on it, but it was awesome. And it was, it was just a fun time. We were all there. What I wanted to say is because, so previous guest Shane Torres is, I guess, acquaintances to friends to Mike Dirnt, the bassist of Green Day, is kind of a fan of Shane's comedy. You know, isn't that crazy? Just the places that this wacky gig can get you, you know? So Mike said to Shane, hey, whenever we're in New York and you want to come to a show or whatever, just let me know, hit me up, and you're good. and kind of alluded to like backstage. You know what I mean? So Shane hits me up and he goes, I know you're a big Green Day fan. Do you want to go see Green Day? And, you know, I'm friends with Mike and possibly go backstage and meet these guys. And I was like, oh my God, yes, of course. That would be flipping awesome. So don't laugh at me. That would be flipping sweet. So I said yes, obviously. We get there. We get to Citi Field. I'm wearing a tie-dye shirt. No reason to say that, but and I'm pumped. Shane's got a little bit of anxiety, and I'm like, what's with the anxiety? You know, I'm pumped. I'm high. I'm having a great time. He goes, we got to go to the box office. And I got to tell you, I love a box office. It's so old school. You know, we're always just showing our phones to these flipping security guards. And they're like, boop, boop. You never really go to like the box office of a stadium. And they're like, name. You're like, Shane Torres. So we get into the box office. The guy behind the thing, it's a will call, right? So this is where everybody's going. And we see people going like, yeah, I think I have tickets back there. And they're like, okay, who's your name? And they're like, Rancid. Who's your guy? And he's like, Rancid. And they're like, okay, here you go. And they'll like give them the thing. So Shane walks up to the window. And the whole time I'm like, gonna meet Green Day. What am I gonna ask them? You know, gonna shake their hands, gonna say, what's up? We get to the window and the guy's like, what's your name? Shane's like, Shane Torres. And the guy goes, and who's your contact? And he goes, Mike Dirnt. And he goes, who? And he's like, Mike Dirnt, the bassist of Green Day. And he's like, okay, 1 second. And he's like looking through the tickets, and you know when enough time goes by and you go, oh, you go, oh, maybe this isn't happening. Never in my wildest dreams did I assume this wasn't happening. I thought this was immediately happening. I didn't even think of it as a possibility that, no, you're not getting free tickets and meeting the band. I thought that was the week started with me going, so, Billy, how you doing, Billy Joe? How's it going? Oh, Mike, Trey, nice to meet you. I'm like talking like I'm like preparing how I'm going to meet these guys. You know what I mean?
This also took an insane amount of time.
We missed Rancid.
Because I was with Chris, Cannon's wife, Feeney. Like, we had a full meal, drinks, like, waiting for you guys, and you weren't responding, so we fully assumed you were backstage at this point.
Right. Well, I was trying to be Shane's little, like, anxiety dog, because he was like, you know, he's like, oh, I don't know, man. He's like, because they're looking through the tickets, and they go, yeah, we don't have you. And he's like, okay. And they're like, we'll check with the So they're talking to people and whatnot. And we're just standing off to the side. And look, I'm 20 minutes away from my house. We were at Citi Field. I'm in Sunnyside. That's 3 subway rides. Like, I can go home. It's a bummer, but I can go home. I don't care. I'm high. It's a good high. So I'm like vibing. I'm kind of looking at people. I'm having a good time. And I'd say that to Shane. I go, look, man, if this alleviates any anxiety for you, I'm fine. Like, this isn't a bummer. I'm not going to like talk shit. Like, it's fine. And he's like, okay, all right. Yeah, that is, he's like, but no, we should be good. We should. And he goes, we'll just buy tickets. And I'm like, all right. So we are going from the possibility of being backstage. I pictured myself on the side stage, like watching them from behind, to maybe nosebleeds in front of a pillar, you know what I mean? Or like behind a pillar where I'm like, what are they playing? I can't even hear it. I'm so far away. So I'm just laughing at the juxtaposition. And I'm not answering any of your text messages because they're going off in a group chat and who gives a crap. And I'm like, oh, whatever. So, but then some little runner girl comes out, right? She's got a ticket and she's like a little name tag thing. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry, where are you? And he's like, I'm Shane, and Mike Dern is a friend of mine, and he said to come by and we'd have tickets. And she's like, oh, okay, because, all right, yeah, because there were some extra people added that, okay, yeah. So she's got that vibe. And she goes, and what's your name? Points to me. She's like, we need to know everybody's name. And I'm like, Brendan Sagalow. And she's like, okay, all right. And then she walks away, and another like 10, 15 minutes goes by. And I'm just like, we're not getting in. This is crazy. So then at one point, the guy behind the box office goes, yeah, so we really can't get the guy. So you're going to have to like you're going to have to call him. And Shane's like, oh, great. I have to call the bassist of Green Day and get his attention. 45 minutes before they play in front of 60,000 people? He's like, this is impossible. So we're like, all right. And then, like a miracle, this lady comes out, the runner lady, and she's like, we're working on it. And we're like, oh. So as soon as she said we're working on it, just tension was like relieved. But the whole time Shane's going, when do we buy tickets? When do we buy tickets? And I go, he's like, should we buy them right now? He's like, how about we buy them in like 10 minutes? And I'm like, we can wait longer. I'm like, let's wait longer. I go, look, this is how I looked at it. They're free tickets. We don't need to see Rancid. We don't need to see Smashing Pumpkins. We want to see Green Day. Let's wait until Green Day goes on, and then we'll buy tickets, and then we'll go in. So we'll wait all the openers. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. And then the lady comes out and she's like, we're working on it. And we're like, and then that's when we were like, okay. And then, like a miracle, she goes, okay, you guys are good. And she gives us tickets and we're like, what? And then we have these amazing seats. We're right in the front row. It was just incredible. And they played 3 hours and it was pretty amazing. And I don't know how they did it for 3 hours. I mean, they like, I couldn't even stand and sing for that long. I couldn't be standing and singing, and it hurt my knees. So I don't know how they're like, but, and then, so the concert was great, and everybody had a good time. And then Shane is like, well, when do I text? Because he was trying to text Mike the entire time. Hey, man, the tickets aren't there. You know what I mean? And he's not answering, obviously. And then when he got the tickets, I was like, text him right now that you're all good. And he was like, oh, yeah, you're right. And he was like, we're all good. And then apparently Mike texted him the next day and was like, hey, man, really sorry about all that. Happy you got in. We were going to have you guys come backstage, but I was hanging out with my family. It was the only time I was able to actually hang out with my wife and kid on the tour. So I wanted to hang out with them. And we were like, totally cool, man. Yeah, totally. But I look at it like this. Somebody had to go to Mike Dirt and go, Shane Torres and Brendan Sagalow are here. And so now that man knows I exist. He heard my name. And he probably went, who to what-a-low? Anyway, Bubba, he goes, fine. Dun, 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 dun. So, very cool experience. I hope that's a fun story. My jaw kind of hurts from telling it. That's how you know it's a bad story. When I'm like,
Well, we had no idea what happened to you because we also thought you were going to be backstage. And we were like up, by the Shake Shack in the sky, like the highest part
Right.
of Citi Field, looking from the side backstage. And we're like, he's going to walk right there. Like Brendan is going to appear.
I thought they were going to be like, does anyone here? We actually have a special guest that's here to do some comedy for you.
But so you were really, really, really absurdly cool about the prospect of this not happening. Like you were like, and Shane also is like sweetheart, very humble about this
Right.
entire thing. I mean, I'm sure part of you is that chill because the tickets are obscenely expensive and you're like, yeah, I'd rather just go home.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna buy the tickets. Like they were like $300. I'm like, I'm not buying tickets. So I'll just go home. I'll put a fucking concert on and I'll just listen to it. I don't care. I mean, it's a bummer. It is a bummer when you're like so ready and you're in that environment and everyone's like, and you guys were dressed like you work at a Green Day restaurant. You know, like you had like little flares on and stuff. Nicole and her boyfriend came like dressed like, I was surprised Chris wasn't wearing that big bunny outfit.
Well, he like lives and breathes and dies for Green Day. Like his purpose on earth was to consume Green Day.
Sure.
I mean, he's the same as you, where like anything he's ever done has been like inspired by them in some way.
Right.
So, I mean, for him, this is what I was going to ask you before too, of you being absurdly cool about just going home. If it were me and I was a big fan as you guys, I would fall apart when he called somebody up on stage that was not me. Like that would wreck my whole night.
If we were
FOMO
backstage?
and anxiety. No. When you know how he calls someone up on stage to like sing or play or whatever?
Yeah.
I would fall apart if it was not me, if I was as big a fan as you guys are.
Oh, I don't care about that at all.
You're joking.
I would love to go up and play, but also they're doing Know Your Enemy. Like they're asking people to come up and play Know Your Enemy, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to play I mean, I like that song and all that, but it's like, no, have me play like Welcome to Paradise or something.
So you don't care at all that it's not you. You're like, yeah, I don't care because I don't want to do that song.
Yeah,
I don't believe
care. I mean,
you.
it would be great. I don't care because it's privilege to do something like that. So it's not like, I mean, if the person right next to me got picked, I'd be like, you know, but also I don't want to mess it up. You know what I mean? I don't want to, what are you looking at me like that for?
Because you know you wouldn't too. Like, that's the thing.
I would change things up. They'd be like, okay, you're going to play Know Your Enemy, right? And I go, I think we're going to play a little welcome. I think we're going to like mess their shit up a little bit. How about this? And I grab the guitar and I go, dun, 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 dun,
You'd grab the guitar.
Yeah, I go, we're playing this song now. Yeah, I don't care about that at all. I would love to do that, but I don't care about that. And the whole thing with you guys wearing flair and looking like you work at like a Green Day amusement park. You know, they had like vests on it. Oh, yeah. It was so hard not to make fun of you guys.
Brendan was wearing a tie-dye shirt, as he mentioned before. Really cool tie-dye shirt.
A very cool tie-dye shirt that I got for free by some guy, and we'll wear it on the next one of the next episodes. We'll wear it on Scott episode because I told the guy I'd wear the shirts on the show.
Feeney also made fun of this too, that we were wearing shirts of the band to the show. And he was like acting very high and mighty that he was wearing a Foo Fighters shirt that he got like a week before.
Feeney stinks. I wouldn't mind wearing the band t-shirt to the show. That's fine. But you guys were literally, you had like vests on that said like,
no, we didn't. What are you talking about? I had a t-shirt on. I was wearing like the only thing
jackets
I had
that had like the electric warning man on it and stuff.
No
and
one
like
had that.
You had a bandana that said Welcome to Paradise on it or something.
I was wearing a t-shirt from Hella Mega that we both went to.
You had some other stuff. You had buttons.
No, I didn't. I didn't have
buttons.
a single button. I did have a wallet chain.
That's cool.
But that was it. And Chris was wearing I think like Revolution Radio shirt layered with a piece of merch that he got from the show.
Right. Well, it was enough that everyone noticed. So
who's everyone?
Everybody.
I saw you there for maybe 3 seconds, and then you were waiting in the will call line for the whole show.
I know. But
okay. You definitely didn't wear one because you thought you were going to meet them and you were embarrassed. Otherwise,
100%.
Otherwise, you would have been wearing one.
I don't care about wearing a shirt to the show. If you want to wear a Green Day shirt, I don't care. I'm not a hack like Feeney who thinks.
Then what's your major issue with it? That you're making fun of me?
You guys were wearing like.
No, we
shoes
weren't.
That said warning on it or something. Like, I swear to God, like you had lyrics on you and stuff. It was so you had like the back of your shirt said like something like, "Am I just cracking up?"
I wasn't wearing a fucking red tie. I was wearing a Hella Mega t-shirt.
Well, anyway, I guess in my head it was different, but I wouldn't have clocked it if it was just the shirt. Okay.
I wish I had a picture. It was only that.
Text Chris right now and be like, "Do you have a picture from that? Did you guys take any pictures?"
No, we realized after, like, we took nothing from that, but I was wearing...
He was wearing like a shirt with like a gas station shirt, right?
Yeah, that was their merch
Oh,
from
that's
that
good
tour.
merch.
He was wearing that, and then Revolution Radio shirt, black jeans, shoes, no warning
I
sign.
ain't hating on it. I got
You're
nothing for
not?
love. I got nothing for love but love for you.
Okay, so you just brought this up for no reason at all.
Anyway, we got a great show tonight. Smashing Pumpkins
Tonight.
are here. Yeah, what is this, SNL?
You say that every time.
I do. We got a great show for you tonight. Joe List is here. Billie Eilish. And the Foo Fighters with Feeney's dumb shirt. Anyway, let's get right into it. No more time to waste. Goodbye.
What's
know,
What's the
maybe.
podcast, by the way? What is this?
It's called Sagdaddy to Pod, and I just talked to guys that I fucked.
what?
No, I say that sometimes. It's
What?
really nothing. I couldn't think. Because we came from that, here's the scenario, which was like themed and blah blah
Right,
blah,
right.
and da da da. And the most fun that I had was when we were just talking shit.
Yeah, that's always the way, isn't
So
it?
I really just copied Karen and Soder, and I go, look, I got a couch, I got cameras, I got access to a little weasel producer.
I like that you think Karen and Soder invented the hanging out on the couch broadcasting.
I was trying to think of, because I got Soder coming in today too, and I
What?
was like, yeah, we actually it's going to be a fun episode. Soder and Ari are coming in.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you get this pull? I thought I was like the get. I thought I was the guy.
This is what you do.
I thought I was doing you a favor.
You are a get. And you are doing me a favor, but this is what it is. I don't ask for any of my successful friends anything for a long time.
Right.
And then I'll do it once every like 6 years, and everybody feels bad for me, so they'll do it. And then, when this fails, I'll probably hit you up to do like my eating podcast or some shit like that.
Well, this is the thing, because it's much easier and funner to just bullshit and talk and not have a theme, but then the themes are big. That's good.
I know, but here's a scenario, and that was a theme, and that wasn't big. So it's almost like when you're doing a theme and it works, it's like, well, you got to do the theme. But when you do a theme and it doesn't work, you look fucking pathetic.
Yeah, that show was pathetic for sure, but are you garbage? Look at those guys.
Yeah, for now.
Somebody just
rise
told
and
me.
fall.
Somebody just told me what they make on Patreon. I shit blood. Straight blood
What do they
came
make,
out of
like
my ass.
$500,000 or something?
They make $500,000.
I don't know.
Are you crazy?
I don't know.
I'll say they make 6 figures a month.
God damn, dude.
It's public, though. It's like a front-facing, like it says.
You can see it.
Yeah.
And it's what is it? 100 and something.
120. So
And that's-
120 a month.
That's not counting merch and shows
And ads.
and ads. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's like multi-million dollars a
what do
year.
you guys make?
Not that. We don't make that. I'll tell you that. But people hate our Patreon. They go on. They hate everything. They're like, you're
I know.
mailing it in.
We don't even have a Patreon. I refuse. I refuse to even try doing that.
You'll have a Patreon within 3 months, and I'll bet 1 month my Patreon that you will have a Patreon soon.
Oh, so if I don't have a Patreon in a month, you'll give me some money from your Patreon?
Yeah, we make $300 a month.
I can totally do that. 300. Yeah, I'll take it. Give me the 300 right now, because that's not happening.
Well, that's not fair, because 300 is more than you would make on a Patreon, so it behooves you to not have a Patreon just to get the 300. Also, I'm hurt that you believe that that's what we make on Patreon.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to what you guys are making. Maybe I should, though.
People get mad about the Patreon, and I don't understand it. People are literally like, you're a blood-sucking capitalist asshole. You're trying to rip off your pants. And I'm like, we put out 1 hour of a free podcast
Every week.
every single week for 10 years, and
Yeah.
every day we post free stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And a free special.
Yeah, free specials.
And then you're like, if you want, for $5 a month, which is literally a cup of coffee in New York City,
yeah.
if you want to, you can give us $5 a month, and get more. And they're like, you fucking millionaire piece
People
of shit.
really say that to you? Did anyone say
like
that to
6
us?
people, but
Because we had a Patreon for Here's the Scenario. Did anybody say that to us or anything? Were they ever like, why are you guys fucking charging for anything like that?
No, not until the end. But there was way too much stuff on there, like
We
multiple
put too
extra
much.
episodes.
That was
a week,
another thing.
vlogs,
That was another thing. We would get
raps.
into huge arguments because I didn't put anything on the Patreon, and they would always put stuff. And Feeney barely put shit on it. Cannon was always pumping garbage into it, and I was just like, I don't want to put bad quality stuff out just because it feels like, oh, well, there are people paying. We need to actually put some more stuff, get everything. They were like going like, they were trying to suggest shit like Cannon's like, you should review burgers. Like what a hack fat guy thing that would be.
do you hate these guys now? Because I'd love to tear into them.
No.
All right, damn.
No, I don't
But
hate.
when you do, let me know. I'll
no,
call you and tell
I
you
don't
some-
hate Cannon. No, I'm kidding, obviously.
Obviously, we're kidding. We love them.
Obviously,
but those
we love
guys,
'em.
they would treat you like trash. They were on there on the show. I went to the comments one time. I did it, and everyone's like, fuck, yeah, they're treating Sagalow like an asshole.
I think that was the best thing for me.
Yeah,
I think
no.
it really victimized me, and it made a very solid army. I was kind of like Hitler in a way, or something. Whatever, like
Hitler.
well, not Hitler, but like some sort of dictator that like started from the bottom and had everybody like mad at him and stuff. And
Started from the bottom.
yeah,
now I'm Hitler.
exactly.
Can
But
I ask a quick question? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. What?
Please.
What's going
what's
on?
with the flies?
Not the fly. The flies, I understand. There's no screen. The windows are open, so of course there's flies. What do you got? A preschool above you?
Buddy,
It sounds like a bowling alley up there.
buddy, it's the worst thing in my fucking life. They're at all hours of the day, just boom, boom, boom. I'm like a little old lady down here. I'm taking brooms and I'm going, I'm hitting the fucking roof, and I'm trying to make them like stop it, but they're not doing anything. And then I hear screams sometimes. So there's also a part of me that I go, okay, maybe they are kids, but then I hear adult screams. And I'm like, is there like a serial killer up there? Like, am I the black lady in the Jeffrey Dahmer, situation? You know what I'm talking about?
I never watched the Jeffrey Dahmer, but this is wild.
It's very wild. I hate it. And also, Jeffrey Dahmer was a real thing that happened, believe it or not. And there was
Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, Milwaukee. Yeah, they tore down that building. You
Which
know that?
building?
The building he lived in.
When? Recently?
Recently.
In the last 10 years, because I drove by a guy when I went to Milwaukee years ago. A guy took me. He's like, here's the Jeffrey Dahmer house. We had all the people.
Wow, that is so fucking crazy. Yeah, well, if it's going to distract you, I guess I can go up there and say something to them.
No, let's do it. I mean, let's do the pod.
Somebody said to me, they were like, you've never gone up there and asked them to stop? And I was like, no. That's kind of the shit you get with, I mean, you're living on the top floor of your apartment, so you don't get that. And when you were living on the bottom, didn't you know the people at the top?
We had Ed Larson up there,
Mm-hmm.
the great Ed Larson. And we never really heard them except when they fucked, you would hear the bed a little bit like.
Yeah, you hear a lot of people fucking, don't you?
And then Ronan moved up there, and they were loud fuckers. One time I yelled up the stairs.
Really?
Yeah, because it was like,
They're loud fuckers?
well, I don't want to say they. Maybe it was I don't want to out anybody, but yeah, there was some screaming at one point.
You just hear Renan being like, oh yeah! Oh God, I'm gonna come, Renan!
like the Kool-Aid guy, the un-Kool-Aid guy. Hello,
Yes,
folks.
Yes.
Ronan did Rogan yesterday.
No
How
fucking
about that?
way, really?
Yeah. And he has
Joe
no idea
Rogan?
he has no idea how he got on. He's like, I don't know. He doesn't even seem like he knew me. I don't know
Wow.
who put it in what word or whatever. But any farts, yeah. So I would hear people fucking, but now I feel bad because now I have a baby and I'm above Steve Rogers, lives below me.
Yeah, and the baby's going, right all the time.
No, that was the chick Rana was fucking. But no, it's not that. It's the baby. He'll crawl and knock things around. He's very quiet vocally.
You know what? I'll tell you this, and I hope this brings you some solace, because as somebody who's got babies and victims running around all the time up there, you tend to stop noticing it. Like,
Oh, okay, that's
unless
good.
they're stomping and you're going like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like if I had a chandelier that was like pang, pang moving or something, then I'd probably notice. But
Now, Nicole, does this pick up on the mic at all?
No, we're
No,
good.
so they can't hear it. That's a bummer
I mean,
because they
maybe
can't hear it. But it sounds like this.
oh, they stopped.
Clip it.
It's yeah. That's the first time the guest has said clip it. I'm constantly saying clip it.
I say clip
chat.
it. Clip it's mine. That's me. You
Look,
took clip it?
I took
You know Clip It's mine.
I never heard you say clip it.
What are you
in
talking
your life.
about? Everyone's like,
I
you
heard
should
you guys
tell
say
Marks to say
the
clip it.
phones are going off or whatever the
No,
fuck
not in the
old
podcast.
school bullshit that is.
On stage, I point to the camera. I say, clip it.
Oh, that's funny.
my thing.
I'll tell you where I got clip it because I am stealing it, but not from you, Four Eyes.
All
I'm
right.
stealing it from.
I never understood 4 eyes, by the way. I got 2 eyes with glasses.
It
in
is
front of
funny.
them.
It's funny how people love to bully that they just need to find something like
Yeah.
they just like 4 feet because you're wearing shoes.
We should start that. Nice shoes, 4 feet. That's really funny. Possible clip.
Clip it, chat.
So
I
who'd
say
you steal?
clip it, chat. I stole it from this guy, Good Griefs, who's he's like a Twitch streamer, and he's always doing that. Actually, all these Twitch streamers are always going clip it, chat. So it's kind of like their thing. that
I don't
I'm
know Twitch.
stealing. But yeah, so if it brings you solace, I don't really give a shit. But I do want to keep talking about hearing people fuck because I actually love that. I have a voyeur kind of thing
Oh, yeah.
where it's the best because it rarely happens. And like the time you ever like look in a window and someone's getting undressed and stuff, and like you see their boobs and their naked body.
No, but I would like that. It's not like, no, Brendan, that's wrong. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck. No,
Oh,
I would
dude.
like to see that.
I during the pandemic when we were doing shows on roofs and roofs.
Roofs. Roofio. Roofs. I think it's roofs. Roofs. Can we get a reading on that? Roofs?
So when we were performing
I
on
think it's roofs.
roofs, I met this guy who's a comic. His name is maybe I shouldn't even say, but
Say it and then we'll bleep it because I want to know.
You know him?
No.
Oh, well then what's the fucking point? But no, we bonded like we first met because we were standing on a roof. It's a great meeting a guy thing. We're standing on a roof and we're both about to do this show and he's like, "What's up, man?" I'm Brendan. And then I go, "That girl's getting undressed." And we both just looked and we just, for like 20 minutes, watched this girl get ready for her night, which is really wrong and sad, I think, if anybody's got a problem with that. But she was just open window, hot chick, taking her shirts off, taking her bras off, walking around, being naked, trying on different clothes. And we were just high-fiving. And we were watching it very classy. We were going, she's very beautiful, and this is wrong, but she's very beautiful, and blah, blah, blah. And we didn't tell anybody else because some other guys came over and we were like,
That's good.
we went, shh, this is our thing. Because we don't want like these frat guys or whatever. There were young kids that were at this show being like, we didn't want them to be like, no fucking way, and like treat our beautiful angel like some sort of object.
You're a good person. I had similar last night. Your first class. And I do think if you're changing in front of a window, perhaps she has a voyeur fantasy. She wants people to see it, turns her on.
Is that a
to
thing
have
that
boys.
happens? People have like this thing of like, oh, I hope somebody sees this.
That's the whole, the hotel there on the walk. What's that hotel? The Standard.
They do that there?
That used to be a big thing. Look it up. I didn't mean to snap my finger. I meant that like,
No, I like that.
as comic. I didn't mean it as like,
I like that. Let's get a whip in here.
Google bitch. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the Standard, and it was over the High Line. When it first opened, it became a place for nudists and what's that called? What's the opposite of voyeur?
Like
Exhibitionists to
Okay.
go and fuck. And you could go and watch it. I
Whoa.
saw it all. So yeah, I did see that, but I saw people fucking.
Oh, that's
You would go there and stand under
Whoa.
the Standard Hotel and watch. And every once in a while, you still see it. And there's like, now they put warnings in the room like when you check in. Because Sarah and I went and stayed there.
No
Not
way.
to fuck in the window, but
they put warnings in that they're like people are watching and
Yeah.
if you want to fuck.
they were like, they
It's like
said
TRL.
like, this is a hotel, but there's a park, whatever.
I saw when you're walking on now this is wrong. I'll say this is wrong. And I didn't look too much, okay, but I did stare a little bit. When I was walking to New York Comedy Club on 24th, there are unfortunately dorms on 3rd Avenue.
I want to
And
make sure it's clear that I'm not smiling or laughing at any
He
of
is
this.
loving this. We were editing that Joe asked us to edit a frown face or a neutral face on him, AI style, but he is loving this. But I saw some, of
College
age
tits?
college tits, yeah, it's walking around and stuff. And I'm super into that. And I don't know how we got on that, but I did have a story about it.
You saw college tits, voyeurism.
Voyeur. How do we get on I have a voyeur thing.
Oh, listen, hearing people fuck.
Yes, I love hearing people fuck.
Well, I tried doing this as a bit a long time ago, and I think we're in the minority, or we're not supposed to admit this out loud, but I tried to do a bit about people fucking next to you in the hotel. Like when you're in a hotel and you're like, yes, and you're so lucky. It's like winning the lottery and you put a glass against the ear, and people were like, what?
Insane.
They were like, oof.
I love being a little nosy neighbor. You know what I mean? I love hearing people fuck. When I was in college, I was walking by. I was going to my dorm, and in one of the dorms that I was walking by, I heard just like the best kind of fucking. It was like fucking like. And the girl was going, yeah, like really performing. It was awesome.
I hate that kind of fucking. Nicole, can we get a woman? Is that good fucking? I think slow fucking is good fucking. Like this.
Yeah. You don't always have to fuck her hard.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's like jackrabbit shit. They don't want that.
No, but some girls do. They want to get fucking.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Nicole doesn't. You don't. But some ladies like to get a nice fucking thrashing.
Well, that's the thing. There's somebody likes everything.
Yeah.
Like my wonderful wife, Sarah Talamash, she claims that any woman that says she likes blowing a guy is lying. And I'm like, that is just insane.
I don't think it's lying.
And I had a girlfriend who's better than her, who loved sucking dick. Loved it. Wanted to come in her face, come in her ass, come in her ears, come in her hair.
Yeah.
Certain people love it.
There are girls that
and
like...
boys.
There are girls and boys that like blowing you in the morning and feeling your dick get hard in their mouth.
Whoa.
So they like it. They're like, I love that feeling.
I just looked to Nicole like, is that a thing?
Is that a thing?
Is that true?
It's just so funny. Like some girls like that.
Absolutely.
I'm currently dating a girl that loves that.
Whoa!
Whoa! Yeah, she's into that kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, I got a DM the other day that was like that, and maybe I shouldn't even mention this, but one of the listeners of the show, and we always love listeners of the show.
You gotta listen.
Frankly, we're doing wonderful things with the listeners of the show. She goes, every time you have a woman on, you talk about sex and pussy and fucking, and there's more to women than that. And I go, whenever I have a guy on, we're talking about sex and fucking and pussy. It's the show, and we're not changing
This is the show, right? Now, let me ask you this. A quick aside. I don't know if anyone can see this. Have you considered dusting the fan?
Yeah, the fan is very... I kind of like it.
Can we get in post, get a shot of this?
Yeah, let's get a post. I'll take a picture of it and we'll send it to Nicole.
Wild.
Is that gross?
That is wild.
Look.
That's blowing right at us.
Oh, yeah.
In our throats and mouths.
Your throat's going to get eczema or something.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, maybe I should clean it.
Just
but how would you recommend...
Before Ari and Soder get here, I mean, you could just pull it out with your fingers.
Yeah, you really could.
Some of it.
Ew.
Look at that. That's insane.
I really shouldn't have cut my pubes behind it today.
It's like Kevin McAllister. That is insane.
Oh my God. Speaking of some YouTubes that I watch, because I watch a lot of YouTubes. What do you go?
I don't watch YouTube, no.
You got to watch YouTube.
I watch
awesome.
John Boy. I watch more YouTube than I used to. I watch John Boy. Do you know baseball?
Oh, no.
He lip syncs, or not lip syncs, lip reads all baseball fights and arguments. It's really fascinating. Even if you're not a baseball
funny.
guy.
Yeah.
He's great. But he doesn't do like, hey, fuck you. Like, he doesn't make things up. He says what they're actually saying.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it's really great. So,
I've been watching these guys that like send glitter bombs and stuff to people that steal packages on. It's really amazing. So like that's kind of reminds me of it, because like these people, they put cameras in it too. So when these Porch pirates steal the packages, they got cameras on every side, and as soon as they open it, it's like, gotcha, and it shoots glitter everywhere.
Oh, that's fun. You have one of those. I saw the sign downstairs.
Oh yeah,
a big Porch. Porch pirate feels very.
It feels like a slur.
It does.
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I don't like
I've had so many Porch pirates. I've had so many of these fucking Porch pirates, these Somali Porch pirates come and take my shit.
I had it with the Epsom salt. I got Epsom salt because I have sore joints sometimes because I run and work out a lot. You saw me shirtless before the show. Tell the people.
Joe looks good shirtless.
Nicole, do you want to get on mic and just add anything or?
Agreed. I can second that.
Thank you.
Great shoulders.
Always good to have a woman's
And
opinion.
clip it.
We say clip it chat here in the Sagdaddy pod. So clip it chat.
Clip it, Chad. So I got some Epsom
Yeah.
salt, and it got stolen. And I tried to do a bit about this too. It never worked. But the idea that like if you're like a package thief,
Yeah.
and then you get home and you're like Epsom salt,
Yeah.
the fuck is that? You should just return it. Give it back to me.
You should return it and you should give it back. And you can even write a little note on it like, you're gay for this. Here you go. Here's
Yeah,
Here's
sorry.
it back. Now, are there any bits? Yep. That's always going to be happening.
Crazy.
Do you have ADD?
I guess so. Karen kept accusing me of having ADD.
Well, I got ADD too, so I get it. But, you are constantly looking up and distracted.
I mean, I'm trying to
From our
listen.
big get is distracted.
There's literally, you just hear,
Dude, it fucking sucks. It sucks ass and I hate it.
but it's hard because then you go up to yell and then you open the door and it's just a 4-year-old kid like, hi,
Yeah, what are you going to
hi, buddy.
Yeah.
And you're like,
then you
ah,
break his
shit.
fucking knees.
You fucking piece
But
of
then
shit.
you'd have a wheelchair. And you go, oh, God damn it. Now, this is a very interesting conversation. Are there any bits that you love so much that never work? Because I have so many of those. It's called my act.
Hello.
Hello.
By the way, I was watching your special. It's very good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I left a comment without watching it because I'm a good
I appreciate
man,
that,
and
yeah.
I really pushed it. But
I don't expect any comedians, especially comedians I know, to watch it. Like that's. I don't want to put my hopes up. It's like anytime a comedian that I admire or like or know or whatever watches it, it's like wow, it's like a grateful thing. And
well, side topic because I want to get back to your topic, but if I may take over for one moment, are you a comic that watches things or doesn't watch things? Because I feel
I
like
watch.
You watch because
I watch.
some comedians just watch all the things. Sarah's like that. Norman's like that. I watch very few specials.
I watch, but I won't finish if I don't like.
Right.
You know what I mean? It sounds obvious, but they're like I'll get halfway through and then I'll go to their closer.
Right.
I'll be like, what was their closer or something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I try to watch because if you don't, you're either like repeating stuff that maybe not you because your shit's like very original, but
Thank you.
there's stuff that like you might go, oh, they did that. Oh yeah, okay, that's or you might even see stuff that you don't like where you're like, ooh, little note, don't ever say that. Or do that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Well, my hard thing about specials is and I've said this for a long time, but like I just know how much better it was in the room.
Right.
I try to watch stand up as much as I can in the room, but on television or on a laptop, whatever, it's just like, it's
Well,
so.
that's that shit about crowd work. Like crowd work is only good in the room. I don't understand the popularity of it right now. I don't understand how it like popped off.
I really fucking hate it so much.
And yet you still do it, right?
Well, I do it ironically, and then
Do
people
you?
don't realize, and then they're just like, "This guy sucks," and you're like, "You suck now. You used to have great bits." I'm like, "Well, this isn't my act. I'm doing a goof, and you got to feed the algo."
I hate it. No, but I don't want that at all. If I'd rather, and I know you know what? I'm not even gonna say it because it's wrong, and I know I'm wrong. But I was gonna say. I don't even want to put out crowd work, and I'd rather fail. What a stupid thing to say.
Believe me, I'm doing both. I'm putting it out and failing.
But that's kind of like the thing we were talking about earlier, where it's like you have a themed podcast and it's still fucking bombs.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well now we're doing something that I don't ever want to do. I fucking hate crowd work. I don't like talking to people. I like hearing jokes. Soon as I'm watching a comic and they're like, hey, yeah, what do you do? I go, tune out. I'm out. I don't care.
No, I don't care. I never understood it, and they're there for a show.
Right.
So I don't understand the idea of like, hey, what's going on over here? They're like, I just came to see a show.
Right. And then you're also giving them the keys to the show. You're like
Right.
letting them be like, oh, we can say whatever we want and ruin everything.
Yeah, it's silly, and it's also, it's...
But yeah, I watch people's stuff, and I appreciate you watching my thing. Nicole directed, edited it,
Nicole
and colorized it. All for just a hug. I just gave her a hug.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a long hug, right? It was a very long hug, and I went, thank you so much. And then as she's trying to push away, I went, this is what you get for all this nice stuff you did for me.
Mm.
You don't like that, huh?
No, that sounds wrong. I'd rather get nothing.
You don't want a hug?
Not really. I don't think we've ever hugged. We're not
No,
hug people.
I don't like hugging tall guys. Sorry.
Because the shoulder to the face.
Yeah, and it feels fucking weird. Like every time me and Luke Moniz hang out, we end up hugging, and
I've never hugged him once.
you guys are perfect huggers, like for each other. You should be hugging him all the time.
Really?
You're both tall. You're both like
No, I've hugged women and just shouldered their fucking face, where it's like, and then they're just bleeding.
Well,
and,
I love hugging women smaller than me.
are there women bigger than you?
We're gonna cut this out. Some women are taller. You ever see a big bitch? You know what line I
You
really?
ever fuck a big bitch?
You ever fuck a big bitch?
I'm talking like 6 foot motherfucking 7.
You know what I said the other day that I was like,
What's
that's like from a movie that I completely forgot about. Some lady walked by and I went, wow, look at the bean bags on that hose hound. What movie is that from?
I don't know.
Dumb and Dumber.
I was gonna say Dumb and Dumber, but
Dumb
I
and
don't think you have
Dumber.
the quote right.
Look at it's like look at the.
I don't think
it's
bean bags
not
is
bean
not
bags.
right. No.
Fuck.
No, that's why I was thinking Dumb and Dumber, but I'm like, that's not accurate.
Damn, I really still want to also talk about.
Oh, check out
Renan.
on that. It's not hose hound either.
It is hose hound.
Fun bags.
Fun
But
bags.
hose hound is right.
Fun
Fun bags
Check
on
out
that
the-
hose hound.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Fun bags.
funny.
Bean bags. That's nothing. That's not anything.
So when Renan's having sex, what does it sound like? Legitimately.
Well, now I don't hear it, but I don't want to. Ronon's a public figure and he's fun
just
and
did
he's
Rogan
wonderful.
and-
But his partner or partners, I don't know. But just real quick, it's like this. Ah,
Really?
yeah.
I got to tell you, I've had sex with women who are loud, and it's fun when you're at their home, but when you're at my place, I don't like it.
Of course.
I'm very conscious of my neighbors hearing me and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've never. I'm not allowed. My wife and I are very both
You guys go.
self-conscious. Yeah, I mean, it's. You can. I can hear it, but I don't think
Of
a
course.
neighbor can hear it. And if a neighbor could, we just wouldn't do it. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd like everyone to hear. I wanted to fuck in the window. I'm a
Well,
free-flowing guy.
Ain't no more fucking now that you got a stupid fucking baby.
No, that's not true. That's a misnomer.
Is that a myth?
Yeah, he goes to bed. We fuck.
Oh, that's awesome.
We fuck. Wait, you fuck less. But
Yeah.
we fuck. Like he goes to sleep at 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah, yeah, and
I don't understand. Yeah,
yeah,
fuck.
I don't get that.
You're tired. Also, a lot of that I think too is like if you let a kid sleep in your bed. A lot of these people don't sleep trans, so they just have like a baby that comes and walks in their beds. You can't fuck because there's a kid in the room.
Right, or some people have like the crib in the room and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
But no, you just fuck. Man, you get a babysitter. You call in Karen to come fuck.
Go to a hotel and
To
stuff.
come fuck.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
come babysit.
Well, now,
Whoops.
Oh.
Freud.
oh well, now that you're gonna be living in her building, it's gonna be easy.
It's gonna be easy to hand off the baby and fuck Karen.
Okay, so are there any bits that you're like, oh man, this always bombs, and I love it so much?
I mean, definitely yes. I've been asked this before. One bit that I thought I laughed so hard. This is like 20 years ago now. But I had a bit about how my parents got me braces for Christmas. And now I have Invisalign. My braces didn't work out. I did a joke about that. That worked. But I was like, they got me braces for Christmas. And then I was talking to my friend Tom Dustin. We were trying to bounce bits. And I was like, what are they going to get me for my birthday? A tetanus shot? And we laughed for 20 minutes. I was like, that's the best joke I've ever written. And I could picture me in the suit on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
It never worked once.
Damn, that sucks.
I
'cause
thought
that
it was
is funny.
I thought it was a good connection.
Yeah, it is funny, and I also just, you know what? Maybe I'll tell you what because I'm the everyman.
Yeah,
Right?
you are.
I'm an everyman. I'm a big dumb idiot. Okay,
I think
so
I'm similarly every man.
you
and
are very
dumb
everyman.
Thank
But let me
you.
tell you what I'm thinking of that maybe is a blind spot in your bit.
Please.
How did they get you braces? Like they brought you to the hospital or whatever?
They were
They
like,
brought you to
that's
the
you at the
dentist.
hospital.
They brought you to the dentist.
They weren't
or
leg
something?
braces.
Well, they brought you to the dentist and they went, okay, Merry Christmas. This is your braces.
No,
or
but they
did
were
you
like-
open it up and it said,
No, you don't open it either. You're like, well, you're getting less for Christmas this year because we're getting you braces, and that's a Christmas gift. We're going to straighten out your teeth.
oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, they just kind
That
of said it like
sucks.
that.
That's sad. Maybe that's the reason it doesn't work.
I think so, because this is another bit that I thought was funny that and I don't know if you heard this story, but I've told it a few places, but I won a go-kart when I was a boy. Did you ever hear this story?
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it on Tuesdays.
I was like 8 years old and I won a go-kart. Like I put a thing in a video store into a fishbowl and they pulled it out.
Yeah.
And I won. And then I had it for like a week. I was driving up and down the street.
Wow.
And then my parents were like, yeah, we can't have that. And we just don't know the place to, whatever the fuck they said. So they traded it to my uncle's brother, who then gave them a trip to like the Bahamas. Like he had won 2 tickets to the Bahamas and he couldn't go.
So you all went to the Bahamas?
No, they went. And I didn't go. And first of all, I told this story to Sarah.
Oh my God.
And she started crying. Like we were on the Joker's cruise and I was like, man, I just kind of repressed this memory, but this happened. And there's also a newspaper clipping of it. Like you can see us in the newspaper. I'm like, I won a thing. And I'm sitting next to the go-kart. I'm sitting in the go-kart. And then, anyway, so I was telling Sarah the story. It's like a funny story. She started like sobbing. She's like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard. I understand you so much better. But I was like, but I think it is funny. And so I told it on stage and the whole crowd was like,
oh, the crowd's crying. I love the stories you hear from your friends where they say something that happened in their childhood and their wives start crying. That's not even the first time I've heard that exact situation.
Well, I think because a lot of times you use laughter as the medicine or whatever.
Yeah.
And then other people hear it who care about you and they're like, oh.
Yeah, sad stuff. Yeah, that might be too sad. But I think the braces, I think you got something.
Yeah, maybe.
There's something I've been trying for years. It doesn't fucking ever work because I don't think people really know it. But like, I used to hear all the time that people would say, when I'm 90, I'm going to try heroin. Like, you ever hear someone say that?
Yes.
And my whole bit was like, well, how are you going to get the heroin? You're 90 years old. Like, what are you going to get a caretaker for it? Like, I guess there's really no punchline, which is the reason why it wouldn't work. But even the setup, you think would get like, even that, like, well, how are you going to get it would get a laugh.
I think that's very funny. Norm had a joke kind of about that topic where he said, maybe it was just in an interview where people were like, I'm going to try heroin when I'm 80. And he's like, well, do people think they get like more bold when they're older? Like they're going to be like, I'm old now, I'll just try.
Yeah.
But he's like, you get more and more frightened. Like you're not like more open to trying new things when you're old.
I guess
you're
that's
like afraid of doing heroin. But anyways, he talked about that. But
literally never worked. And I've been trying it for years without actually writing it.
No, I think it's really funny.
No.
The idea of like, well, I'm off to score some smack.
Yeah, right. You have a fucking senior discount. Like, yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, there's so many punchlines to it. The voice is funny.
You could say something like, my grandfather's 90. He can't even put his diaper on.
Right.
You got to go score heroin.
Oh, I would say, you something about like, when people are talking about their grandparents. Like, you're literally the worst grandpa in the world. Like, when people are talking about their grandparents, like, losing their memories and how awkward it is, you go, you think that's bad?
Because your granddad does heroin?
My grandpa, you ever have your grandpa ask to suck your dick for $20?
That's funny. That's funny.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, it never worked.
Also, why not, like, oxys? Why not a pill? Like, at 90, you're going to start jabbing yourself with a fucking...
your veins are so...
Like, why wouldn't you just pop an oxy
I hate that. I hate vein stuff.
Oh, I have no stomach for it.
Yeah,
it's like one of the things I really get weird about.
Me too. I faint every time I give blood. Every time.
I'm not a pussy.
Okay.
I don't know that. I don't like seeing it. I can give blood.
Yeah, me too. I was just playing a character.
I've had this happen before where I go to the doctor and I'm like, yeah, I hate needles. I'm not good at needles. And they're like, okay, you're going to pass out? And I'm like, what? No, I don't like it.
Then why even mention it at all? You're just telling them to be okay, be nice to you?
Yeah, just be like, I get nervous. I don't know. I don't care for it.
I might squirm a little bit. Is that what you're saying? No, I let them know.
Not even squirm. I'm like, God, I hate this.
I let them know a 600-pound man is about to pass out in their office. So they need to get ready.
Can I do one more joke that never worked ever?
Yes, please.
And I've
tried 2 more because I'm not going to do any more because...
That's the only joke you ever had that didn't work?
Yeah.
I had a joke I've tried many times through the years. Like I tried it in like 08, 010, 014, 020,
right.
021,
One of those jokes that you're like, when
07.
I'm a better comic, I'll get this.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think I know the problem with this one. So let me just tell you the scenario.
Yes.
Here's the scenario.
Oh, failed podcast.
Good podcast idea. Bad execution. The bit was, and this is true, I was dating a woman. I was madly in love with her. We lived together. And we'd only been dating for like 6 weeks. And she left her Gmail open. And I was like, I'm going to search my name and
Oh,
find
God.
all these things she's been saying about me because we were madly in love. It wasn't like a point where we're fighting and I'm like, I bet
Right.
I don't know, is she cheating on me?
Right.
It was like, let me see how she described. And I looked it up and there was a chat with her and her best friend. And I found exactly what I wanted to find. She was like, I met this guy. His name's Joe. He's hilarious. He's the funniest person I've ever met. And I think he's the one. Like, I think he's the one.
Yeah.
And I just want to be with him because I've had all these assholes and he's just so good to me. He's unattractive, but he's such a good guy. And it was so devastating. And I thought it was a funny, first of all, I think that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came home. She's like, you look really nice today. I'm like, do I? Do I look nice today? That's not what it says here. And then also
so fucked
true,
up.
my friends were like, you got to break up with her. And I'm like, why would I break up with her? I just found out I'm ugly. It's like a horrible time
That's
to break
great.
out.
That's great.
I literally
Yeah.
was just called unattractive by the person who loves me the most. That's not a confidence boost. I'm not like, let me go hit the scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the joke never works. I think people are always like, oh, and the problem I think
Right.
is, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Nicole, you're a woman. I don't know. I'm not unattractive enough for the joke to work.
Yeah.
You could pull it off, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's great. Now, if you just did that whole thing and instead of me, you pointed to some guy in the crowd and made fun of him.
No, I bet. Honestly, I think that's the problem because I would have people come up to me and be like, "You're not unattractive." Like
Yeah.
they would say that, and you're like, "Well, it's a funny bit, no matter what." Or they'd be like, "She's a cunt."
I think what you need to do, may I,
Please,
take all these jokes that are so sad, they're all so sad,
yeah,
and go, here's some sad jokes. Like, I think you maybe tell them
that's not bad.
these are going to be kind of sad.
That is
And
not bad.
Just laugh at it, please. You know, so now you got like a bit about sad jokes and how they never work and da-da-da, and then you do some sad material. Now, I don't know. I have no idea.
Sad. Doesn't Trump do sad?
Sad. We're doing we're doing wonderful things with sad material. Man came up to me, sad, tears in his eyes.
I
He
think
said,
your
"Sir,
Trump is amazing.
Sir, I'm unattractive."
I think your Trump is very good.
Yeah, I can do Trump. I can kind of do Louis, I guess. You know, he's
Let
like
me hear Louis.
diarrhea, you know.
You know my impression. I do one impression. You know Reservoir Dogs, the film?
Yeah.
You know Reservoir Dogs? I do Mr. Orange.
Get it when he got shot?
Yeah, that's right. Don't start doing it. I'm the Mr. Orange guy.
You're afraid? You're afraid I might do it better. Fuck you! Fuck you! That's great.
I'm fucking dying here.
That's
I'm
great.
fucking dying.
That's really good.
Can you put the clip in?
Fuck you! I'm fucking dying here!
I think I might have done this on Soder's podcast, but
Well, whatever.
Either way.
Less people are going to see it, but
how does this do? You get
we do good, right?
how many views? What's better than Karen's?
They maybe slightly not as good.
What?
But you just started.
Take your socks off.
We did just start, and Karen is always showing her fucking pussy, so
Except where I come. I'm so annoyed.
she's always...
I turn it on. She's like in a two-piece
Yeah,
bra
I went-
bikini, and she's got like her legs. I come over. She's wearing a muumuu.
I went there and she was wearing
coveralls.
just like a t-shirt and she was going like, "So, Brendan, that's," you know, and I was like, "Ew, hot."
Oh, they're all wrong about you. You're very funny. Who's this?
Clip it, chat.
Oh,
That's my
it's a
cat.
That's really sweet.
He heard some fucking...
Is he alive? Is he around?
He's
Is he
in
here?
he's in there. He doesn't like hanging around a bunch of fucking nerds. So.
Whoa.
Oh, hey. Now, do you like the smell of pussy? Sorry for mentioning vagina. Oh, and then that lady, and this is the last time I talk about it, she goes, these are the people I want to see on your podcast. And then she sends me a list, including my ex-girlfriend on the list.
Wow.
My live-in ex-girlfriend that was a tumultuous breakup. And you go, are you just trying to fucking hurt me? Anyway,
Probably.
whatever.
I think a lot of these people hurt people, hurt people.
Hurt people, hurt people.
Hurt people, hurt people.
Hurt people, hurt people. What else can I do? What other impressions can I do?
Tony.
Oh yeah, Tony Soprano. Everybody can do Tony Soprano.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
It's a very difficult situation. Oh, God. That's just set up for failure. Anytime you're like, I can do this guy.
And you smirked at him after, too. Like, you really
I go-
felt that one.
I go, you know, right? It doesn't need to be said.
What were we about to talk about? Oh, pussy. Do I like the smell of pussy?
Do you like the smell of pussy?
Do you like good music? It depends on, because there's a wide range of pussy smells.
Yes.
There's like musty, there's like wore pantyhose in the summer.
Right. The same with balls, too. Like, very aware that balls smell bad.
Balls are horrendous. I feel, because I like to play with my balls in the
Me
privacy
too.
of my own home. Yeah.
You
He
can do
likes
it
to play
here
with
if
my
you
balls.
want.
You hear what I
play
said?
with- What'd you say?
He likes to play with my balls.
Oh,
Because I
me?
said I like to play with my balls. And he said, me too. And then I said he likes to play with my balls.
Oh,
Folks,
damn, I wish I didn't step on that. Should we redo that? And action.
I like to play with my balls.
Me too.
You like to play with my balls? Folks,
We'll be right back.
I took my wife to a baseball game one time, and I kissed her between the strikes, and she kissed me between the balls.
That's great. Hey, do you have any jokes? Not you
Sure do.
personally, but do you have any like of your favorite like bar jokes? You know, like ones that are just passed down from uncle to uncle.
Oh, yeah, I got a bunch.
Well, hit me with some because I love jokes like that.
All right, well, I told this one on the regs, but I don't know which will come out. When does this come out?
We'll put you. When does this come out? You'll be the first episode
Next week.
Next week,
Okay, so this, I think, will beat the regs. Of what day of the week does yours come out?
Wednesday.
So does the regs. Wednesday day? This will be
1
first. This will be the premiere.
1 p.m.
And they didn't let me get through the joke, but this is my new favorite
I'll let you get
joke.
through it.
This is my new favorite joke.
Okay.
So there's a rabbit running through the woods, the jungle, whatever. Just go with it. Rabbit runs down a hole. He shoots down his hole because there's a lion chasing him. The king of the jungle is chasing this rabbit. The rabbit runs down the hole. The lion chases him, but he runs so fast he gets stuck about halfway in. And his big lion ass is just sticking up out of there, and he's stuck. Now a big gorilla comes by, and he sees the lion stuck in there. So the gorilla says, boy, do I want to fuck this lion in the ass. He's a big bully lion. He's the king. He thinks he's king shit. So he lifts up his tail and starts fucking him right in the ass. And the lion is stuck in the heading ground. He goes, I know it's you, you big fat gorilla. I'm going to get out of here. And when I get out of here, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to rip you from limb to limb. And the gorilla says, well, whatever, lion. He keeps fucking him, pulls out, comes on his lion back, and the gorilla takes off. Now he knows the lion's going to get free and get to him. So the gorilla now is nervous. So the gorilla starts running away through the jungle, comes up on a campsite, sees a nice old guy camping. He's got a hat on and some reading glasses. He's reading the paper. He's smoking a pipe. And he's got a campfire. So the gorilla runs over and goes, rah! And he's scared. That sounds like a cat, but whatever. He scares the camper. The camper goes, whoa, zoinks! And he runs away, leaves all his stuff behind. So now the gorilla, he picks up the hat. He puts on the hat. He takes the pipe. He takes the newspaper. And he sits there. And he's just chilling out. He's hiding. So he's reading. The lion finally gets out. He comes across the campfire and he says, hey, did you see a gorilla run by here? And the gorilla puts the paper down, looks over his reading glasses and said, the one who was getting fucked in the ass? Who was fucking the lion in the ass? And the lion says, it's in the paper already?
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Even with the fuck up
I
at the
fucked
end.
up a little
Even
bit
the
right
fuck
at
up
the
at the
end.
end. But that's
Yeah.
really good.
Maybe we could edit it or something.
My
I don't
God.
know.
Yeah, we'll cut around
Yeah.
and make it sound good. But yeah, that was really funny.
It's in the
And
paper
there's
already?
so many people and things. It's a hard joke to follow, to be honest. So you almost fucking made me do math. You're like, and then the lion carried the one, and you know. I like jokes that are quick. Like,
How about this? Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
No, you
Okay,
go.
Here's one.
You go.
Here's one. I wish I could remember this. So this blind and deaf couple get married, and they haven't had sex yet, and now they're gonna have sex. Well, I don't know why they've had sex. I don't remember. This blind and deaf couple are laying in bed, and they say to each other, they want to figure out. So if the lady goes, I suck at joke telling. If you want to have sex, squeeze my left boob, and if you don't want to have sex, squeeze my right boob. And the guy goes, perfect. And then he goes, if you don't want to have sex, if you want to have sex, stroke my dick once. And if you don't want to have sex, stroke my dick about 78 times. I wish I didn't fumble that. Jesus Christ. I Chris Farley down the hill that joke.
That was bad, but I like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
How about the gay couple? There's an old gay couple, and they say they want to spice up their sex. And so he says to his partner, he says, man, we got to spice things up a little bit. How about we play a game? And he goes, all right, we'll do some sex games. He goes, all right, I'm going to hide, and if you find me, I'll suck you off. And he goes, okay, sounds good. And he goes, I'll be behind the couch.
That's great. Nothing like a quick, dirty joke.
He just wants to suck him off, you see?
What's that other one? There's another one where three guys are laying in a bed and they all wake up and they go, I had the guy on the left goes, I had the craziest dream that I was getting a hand job. It was awesome. It felt so good. And then the guy on the right goes, I also had that dream where I was getting a hand job. And then the guy in the middle goes, oh man, I just had a dream where I was skiing. You go,
right.
Right. Anyway, your
That's
next comic coming to the
That's the reaction
stage.
you want when you tell a joke. Right. That's
right. Right. Yeah, those are always so fun. You ever write a joke like that yourself where you're like, this could be like a bar joke?
Not that comes to mind.
No, they're all about your personal life. All the jokes you write.
Well, you're making it spin it like I'm like, no, I'm a genius. I'm like, no, I just don't have any jokes like that. I wish I did.
Did you, when you first started in stand-up comedy?
Yes, way back. You were in like middle school, probably.
Probably. When did you start?
1992. No, 2000.
Oh. I almost believed
you. It's hurtful that you were going to believe
that.
that.
I almost believed you. I was about to be like, I was born in 91. That's crazy. When did you start? 2002?
2000. So what are you? No, 2000. So you were 9?
So you were, I was in 4th grade in 2000. Sorry.
Oh, that's devastating.
That's okay.
How old are you?
28.
Really?
She wasn't even born in 2000.
Really? In what direction did you think?
I guess I thought you were 31 or something like that, 32, but only because you're successful and good at your job.
And mature and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Thanks.
not because you're like, whoa.
Did you have any jokes about 9/11? So you're 3 years into comedy.
No, I was 1 year. What year do you think 9/11 was? What's wrong with
2019. No. Yeah, okay, so you started in 2000.
I've been doing comedy for less than a year.
And you already knew I'm not writing any jokes about that shit.
Yeah, I didn't have the skill.
You were, but that's
I don't want to sound like a weird, but like an asshole or whatever. And you're like weren't born or whatever. You were 9, but I'm like I wasn't like here's a funny angle. Like it was like crazy and devastating. I was like, this is horrible.
Right.
This is terrible. I mean, later we made jokes and like amongst friends, but like I never thought like I'm gonna go up there and do a little 9/11
comics now
humor.
are always trying to fucking come up with a joke about, and it doesn't matter how many years they've been in. It's not like this mature kind of like, oh well, here's an angle, here's a take on something, and I think it's classy and da 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 da. Everybody's trying to jump to that first fucking joke about like George Floyd or some shit.
Right. And there were great jokes about 9/11. I mean, Zach Galifianakis has one of my favorite jokes ever.
What's that?
People go, where were you for 9/11? He goes, what year? Which is hilarious. Not funny to you because you thought it was 03, but that one. And of course, Louis' joke about jerking out in the towers.
Right,
and
that's
stuff.
a good one. Also,
and there was a lot of good Bin Laden jokes and everything.
There's also a joke in Louis that's really funny where it's that episode with Doug Stanhope where he says he's like, I saw the buildings fall. And Doug Stanhope goes, and you didn't do anything to stop it?
That's really
You just watched?
Yeah, so I know I didn't have, at that point, I was doing comedy literally for 11 months. And so all my jokes were like,
I feel like
whatever.
11, depending on the comic that you want to be, like I feel like fucking Fat Lev Fur would try to come up with a joke about 9/11 a month in to comedy.
Yeah,
but
he is fat.
But were you in New York yet? Or were you still in
No, I was in Boston still, yeah. So, yeah, no, I just didn't, I never thought about it. But yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah, but I guess there's like, I probably would never have tried to come up with a joke about it because that's just not my steez.
Well, also at that point too, like I'd never addressed anything like, you hear this story?
Right,
Like I just did, that's not what I was doing.
Right.
My jokes at that point were like, hey, my friend got me the worst apartment warming gift ever, an air conditioner.
I love that.
And I went to a Celtics game, a lot of empty seats for a team called the Celtics.
Wow. So you had like a Steve Martin kind of.
Those were my jokes. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
and I was like, I went to Cheers, and nobody knew my name. Fucking bullshit. That was my big joke. And I had another big joke where I was like, Public Garden, like there's two parks next to each other in Boston. And Public Gardens was founded in 1875, and Boston Common was founded in 1634. Took them 200 years to cross the street. There's just one street there. How do they not find it? I mean,
so
that, like,
you
my bits
wrote
were like that.
these were like one-liners.
Yeah,
Like,
kind of like that kind of stuff. And I
You
had another one. You don't know what you got till it's gone. What does that mean? You know what you got when you got it. That's how you know you got it, because you just got it. Honey, do we have a blender?
I'm trying to think of
Yeah.
something like that where it's like you can't eat your cake and you can't have your cake and eat it too. Then what's the point in having it?
Right. I was
Like that's stupid shit.
those are the jokes. There's no way I was going to be like, I got to tell you, Bin Laden, if he fucking tried that at my house, I would have, shoot him in the ass or whatever. Yeah, I didn't have anything.
Who were you copying anybody? Were you doing anybody for a while?
Early on, Carlin, when I first did
Carlin?
stand-up, I was like, I had one where I was like,
You're going, my glasses. What are these glasses?
that's not Carlin. That sounded like Nicholson. That was like a perfect Nicholson.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well,
What are you going with my glasses?
I want to be a product of my environment.
Hey,
that's not
very
bad.
good. That's very good. No, when I first did stand up, I went on stage and I was like, fuck is a word often heard, often slurred.
Oh,
I was like,
no. You're like Dr. Seuss.
yeah, it was like,
Yeah, that was
'cause he
very
had
Carlin.
Yeah, he did hair. My hair is there, down to there. Why? No fair.
Oh, my God.
And then when I saw Gary Gulman, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do that guy as best I can.
Wow.
And I'm still just trying to do DePaulo and Colin Quinn, but I'm not as talented, so nobody seems to notice. Yeah.
Is it weird that there are probably people out there doing you think?
Maybe. I don't know.
Except for your wife, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Sexless marriage.
What?
Sexless.
We had sex yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, we have sex quite a bit.
Whoa.
Yep, big time.
How long do you last?
Too long.
Really?
Yeah, I have a bad brain to penis connection. It takes me a half an hour to piss. It takes me a half an hour to come.
Whoa.
Yeah, like whenever I'm about to come, I have the thought of like, your mother's mean.
Really?
You know what I mean? I got that thing going on.
So what do you do for that? Do you do like is there a cure? Is there anything you can do where you're like, I need to get the engine going right now?
Well, sometimes every once in a while I can come if I'm really focused, or you just go whatever. But
You're like a woman.
But a lot of times what happens is, as soon as because I'm a thoughtful lover, so I want her to come first.
Me too.
Yeah. But then when she comes, I know it's countdown. I know what it's like to come. And then she's just like, all right, I can't wait for this. So then I'm not as into it. It's hard for me to come because she's not into it.
Right.
So what we'll do is a lot of times I'll be like, just sit on my chest and I'll just jerk off. So you don't have to like be fucking pounded while.
That's actually pretty hot. And
Yeah,
I've never
agree.
thought of that. I have the same thing, but I'm not a selfless lover. I just know the minute I come, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, that's the hard thing about it. And when neither one of you has come, you go to like these dirty places. But once one of you has come, the other one is like,
It's the
I can't be
countdown.
talking about this. That's crazy.
I know. That's why you got to make the ladies come first, because if I've learned anything is that after they come, the clitoris very sensitive.
Of course.
So it
But
still
sometimes
feels good
you
for
can play
them.
that to their advantage.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like
I
that's
see.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the minute I come, I'm like, I gotta eat something or go to sleep.
But some women, the clitoris is so sensitive, they're like, fucking no.
Yes.
Ow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it the best? I don't know. We're getting really dirty here
I
at
know, this is
11,
like
11 a.m. in Sunnyside.
Nicole just came. Like, I'm hard.
Isn't it the best when you come together?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
The
God.
Beatles.
The Beatles. Who's your favorite Beatle? Go ahead.
Excellent question. One of my favorite topics.
All right. Here we go.
Probably,
Start the cameras.
What?
This
Probably
was a warm-up.
Lennon, same initials. I love Lennon.
Yeah.
I love Ringo. My favorite Beatles songs are the Ringo songs. I love With
Really?
Love for My Friends. I love Don't Pass Me By. I love
Yellow Submarine,
Yellow
isn't that him?
Submarine. I love Act Naturally. And
I always thought it was very funny, not to interrupt you, but I always thought it was very funny when how the Beatles wrote a birthday song.
How's
How's that go?
They say it's your birthday.
Yeah. I always pictured. I had a week where I was just walking around. I know it's crazy.
I wish I had a step counter on these kids. It's insane.
I don't know why they run all the time, and I go. How long have they been running? This is crazy. They got to get tired eventually.
Unbelievable.
Ooh, that was cool.
I mean,
I was walking around my apartment for a week, just saying to myself, like doing an impression of Paul bringing that idea to them and being like, I think we should write a birthday song, And they're like, there's already a birthday song. Happy birthday. No, I know. I'm just...
That's gold. That's better than anything you got. Are you kidding? That's hilarious. That's a great bit. That's fucking hysterical. There's already a birthday song.
There's already a birthday song. No, I know. But there's more. It's open for interpretation.
Everybody has a birthday. Yeah. Perhaps they want a second song.
Well, why don't you think of something every once in a while? They say it's your birth. I don't know. I'm gay. I hate myself.
That's Paul McCartney as Joe List.
As Joe List, yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm gay. I hate myself.
That's a very funny bit, and I think you should do it.
I
hung out with McCartney. Yeah, on stage. No, on fucking in a cab. No, on a bicycle. On stage.
I go, stay right here. I'm going to go around the block a couple times. It's going to be worth it.
Can we clip this whole chunk? I want to put it on my YouTube and promote.
This will be the clip. Yeah, of course.
Not a clip of a long thing. This whole birthday business.
You want it? We'll give it to you.
I'll put it on. I'll say for more. Go check it out. We're cross-pollinate.
Yes, I love that. We're very generous at the Sagdaddy to Pod.
Well, I'm generous.
You have more subscribers and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we could easily just not give it to you.
That wouldn't be very generous. I hung out with McCartney. Did you know that? I hung out with the Beatles.
That's so cool, dude.
It's insane.
That's
20 minutes.
So cool, man. Wait, 20 minutes? And you talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him.
What'd you guys talk about?
We talked about, he loves comedy. He once went to I've told this story many times. He went to a comedy club in LA. I don't want to say which one because it doesn't look good. But he called and he was like, hey, I want to come to the show. Whatever. You can do the voices if you want.
I'd like to come to the show. And then I want to see Matt Rife.
I'll be, this is pretty Matt Rife, I think. Oh. But I'll be the club. They were like this. Oh, well, this is a true story. Well, tonight's urban night, and I just don't think it would be your style.
Oh, it was the Laugh Factory?
And he was like, well, I don't, man. I just wanted to see some comedy.
That's
and he was
crazy.
Like, it was wonderful. They tried to talk Paul McCartney out because there was black people on the show.
Oh my God,
like they were
dude.
like, it's gonna be some blacks.
That makes my hands sweat.
And then he was like, well, I just wanted to see the show. And he's like, it was wonderful. I loved it. He's like, they're high energy and great.
The amount of stories that I hear about door people or phone people being like complete fucking idiots when like you ever hear that story about like Bill Burr going to LOL? Mm-mm. He was like, oh, there's a comedy club here, and he like walked up to LOL and he's like, he just did the Garden like yesterday, and he was like, hey, can I go up? And they're like, we don't really know who you are, and he's like, I just sold out the Madison Square Garden. And they're like, right, buddy, sure. And then he aired him out.
There was a comedy club in Boston that said no to Stephen Wright. He walked in. They were like, oh, it's a brain. You have to have two people.
What?
And he was like, okay.
He brings in two people. He just does it. He's like, is this okay? Wow, that's crazy that you met a Beatle, man. That's fucking sick.
Yeah,
Did you get a picture or were you like,
no, because it was like,
it
was like a postcard. But I hung out and met Springsteen and McCartney, and McCartney touched me. He said,
what did he feel like?
He's like, you don't seem funny.
He said that to you?
Yeah, he's like, I'm just taking a piss.
I'm just taking a piss.
Yeah. And I had an in because years earlier I'd seen Brian Wilson live, and Brian Wilson's introduced, which song is it? God Only Knows, by saying it's Paul McCartney's favorite song. And I was like, I got to ask, is that your favorite song? And he said, well, it's a very good song,
Well, it's a very good song, but it's not my favorite. I really like Megan Thee Stallion.
What song's that?
I don't know. It's a rapper. That's why it'd be funny.
But I love Ringo's songs. Lennon, I do love. When I was a boy, I was obsessed with Lennon. I love.
Not a Harrison guy.
Well, I love Harrison too. I love the Scorsese movie about him, and I love. I think All Things Must Pass is the best post-Beatle album.
Now you're a big Scorsese guy. Have you ever met Martin Scorsese?
No.
What would you want to? Because
Yeah,
it
of
doesn't
course.
sound like you'd.
Before you'd
Those
be like
two
this, "Nah, I
no's
don't
did
want
not
to."
sound. Yeah, you go.
Well, I've tried to think of like as in the spirit of conversation, I wanted to add something because you don't want to just be a guest who's like, no. So the second no was buying more time, like, but, and I couldn't come up with anything. So I was just like, no, just no.
Well,
But yes, of course, I'd love to meet him. I would love to be like my top.
what would you
guy.
ask him?
Who's your top 5 people you'd like to meet?
Eminem, Marshall Mathers, no.
Gotcha.
Eminem.
I like to meet. Let's have lunch because meat is gay. Meat's like hi, and then
Yeah,
who cares?
lunch.
Yeah.
Well, I have a whole notepad in my phone. Questions that I would ask Eminem if I ever met him. If you want to know that.
Now?
Well, I guess not.
Yeah,
no.
read them now.
You want to hear him now?
Okay.
Don't. You know what?
Yeah. Is it a lot of questions?
It's not a lot of
or-
questions, but here, I'll show you. If
You don't have something like that in your phone?
I had questions for Sam Harris, but I knew that I was going to interview him, and then I did.
well, if I
So
ever
I
met
don't know if
Eminem
that's-
and I interviewed him, this is what I would ask him.
Right, but
No.
I knew I was going to because I had a relationship with him.
I'm gonna ignore this. It's 5 questions.
Oh,
One,
okay, yeah. I'd like
do
to
you
hear.
drink coffee?
I love it.
Number 2, what podcasts do you listen to?
The coffee one, you might be able to give a quick Google.
I don't think he drinks coffee though.
Okay.
Number 3, I can hear Nicole's little fingers typing. What's your dog voice sound like?
What do you mean?
Like when you see a dog and you're like, "Oh, hi, little guy."
Oh, I thought you meant when you do an impression of a dog talking, like hello.
Yeah. Number 4, do you ever Google Eminem type beat? Which is, that's like, and then
Maybe it looks right about you.
I'm okay. And number 5 is, have you ever served jury duty?
There's no way. There's no way.
Doesn't he have like a felony or something at least?
Oh, he was arrested for a gun charge. Yeah.
I feel like then you can't, right?
I'm not sure.
But he wasn't convicted. He just got probation.
I'm not sure.
He might be dismissed for that in the
I also
selection
think
process.
celebrities can just be dismissed for jury duty, right?
I think so. I mean, I have never served jury duty.
Me
Just
neither.
on
I've
the nature
gone.
of being like, nah. Like, I don't know what I'm working.
I missed it. I missed jury duty. Like I was supposed to come in and I just forgot and I called them and they were totally cool about it. I mean, they weren't cool about it, but they were as if they were like, this happens all the time.
Right.
And I'm like, am I going to get arrested? And they're like, no. And they just hung up on me.
what'd you find with him drinking coffee?
I haven't found anything yet.
No,
it's just
not
all
so
talking
easily
about.
Googleable, huh?
Well, it says that he drinks caffeine, but there's no specifying. I mean, there's no way he doesn't just drink like Monster or Red Bull. I can't picture
he's
him
like
drinking coffee.
he's like a health nut now.
So you're like a big hip hop. Is he like a genius? Is he like one of the
To me,
great
yeah, but
geniuses?
I was hanging. I was talking to that dude Devin Walker last night, and he was like, I was wearing an Eminem shirt, and he was like, "Man, you're the only guy that still reps Eminem." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Even when it's like not cool anymore." He's a black guy. He's like, "Even when it's not cool anymore." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "It's not cool anymore." I was like, "I don't really care," but I was like, "Eminem's a fucking legend."
What a weird mindset. Also,
Right.
like you throw away your clothes because it's not
Just
cool.
because
anymore?
someone's not cool anymore. I was like, I'll
make any
rep that
sense.
dude. I look right there is a signed photo from him.
Oh wow! Did
Yeah.
you meet him?
No, I got that from I don't know, probably some fat guy signed that and sold it to me.
This is egregious. I wish people could hear it. It's
Buddy,
fucking wild.
This isn't even the worst
It's
part
lit.
about living here. Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
So who are your other 4 lunches?
So
Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool because I dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
Right?
They probably would all be rappers, even though it does scare me. But I don't
What
want
about
to.
Billy Joe Armstrong? It's
Billy
so weird
Joe
'cause you
Armstrong.
love punk music, but
Yeah,
then you're
I
like,
know.
rap. It's weird.
I know it is weird, isn't it? In it, I would meet Billy Joe Armstrong. I'd have lunch with him. There's no comic I would have lunch with because I've met them all and they're all rapists. Just kidding.
Raping our women.
Raping our women. They're not sending their best comedians. They're raping our women. Whatever.
What about you? Wouldn't want to meet?
Yeah, give me some ideas because I've never.
Yeah,
thought
so
of this.
far one of the two is a guy I suggested.
Eminem, Billy Joe Armstrong.
I mean, comedian, maybe I don't know, Dick Cavett or you never heard of that person, Chris Rock. You could have lunch with
was
Chris
he
Rock.
around when you started?
No, I mean he had a
Chris
show.
Rock, maybe, yeah, but Chris Rock, that could easily happen. Not like easily, but like I could have a conversation with that guy.
Chappelle, would you want to have lunch with Chappelle? That
I
seems
feel like
it'd be annoying.
Chappelle would
He'd
be kind
smoking,
of I'd be like
preaching.
He'd be smoking. He'd be asking me to smoke. He'd be preaching the entire time. I wouldn't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, good
He'd
point.
be like, always talking about black people that are not well off.
A lunch with Seinfeld would be fun.
That would
don't you
be fun.
think?
That would be fun. I would.
Yeah.
I actually think that
Larry David.
Seinfeld's been getting shit on, huh? Lately.
I know.
How
I
do you
defended
feel
him on
about
YouTube.
that?
People didn't care about it. Well, which part? The part about the show couldn't get made, or the Genocide Jerry thing?
What's Genocide Jerry?
That's his new
That's
show.
like his wrestling
it's
name?
coming out on ABC. Starts in the fall.
Genocide Jerry, and I'm coming for you, Larry David.
Well, he supports Israel, so people hate him for that. But they just hate him. They hate him for whatever. I don't know.
He does kind of
He's
have
got a lot of annoying qualities.
There is something that's going on with these older comedians where there is like a slight out of touch vibe where they're going like, you can't say anything anymore. Everybody's too woke and da 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 da. That's specifically Jerry, but there's other comedians that are like, everyone's so woke, it's ruining comedy.
Right.
And it's like, no, it's not. Is it?
Well, it's great. I think he's talking about network sitcoms, whatever. But I've already been in this.
Right, let's not talk
the whole
about
thing.
this
It's
bullshit
annoying. Nobody
anymore.
cares. Nobody wants to
I would
hear
have
about it.
I would have lunch with Larry David for sure.
Larry, yeah, that would be probably my number one.
And I'd be like, yeah. How many people do you think like had lunch with him or met him and they're like, aren't you going to do something crazy? Aren't you going to do some Larry David kind of stuff? Somebody comes over. Actually, sir, your card was declined. He's about to
Here
get
it
all Larry
comes.
David. He goes, oh, okay, sorry. Try this one. Shit. What about you? I'm not the guest here. No one cares who I'd have lunch with. I'd have lunch with you. How about that? Have we
that'd
ever
be
had
nice.
lunch?
Yeah, I think probably at Skankfest, but in a group, I think.
Right.
You going to Skankfest?
I'll be there.
I can't wait.
Are you going all weekend?
I'm going Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, me too.
Nicole, you there? No, you'll be there.
We should have tried to get the Sagdaddy to pod as there, and then you could have came.
Is
Well,
it
you're-
too late?
Your pod's gonna be there.
I don't know.
Karen's podcast is gonna be there.
I don't know. I haven't. I could reach out to Christine, but the plane tickets might be so much money, and I can't afford that.
Well, you'll miss
So
out.
you're not coming.
Damn.
Who would you have lunch with?
Larry, for sure.
What would you ask Larry?
What would I ask Larry?
Like, what would you talk to
let
him
it
about?
flow.
You just let it flow.
I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go in with notes like a jackass. But I don't know. Probably some Seinfeld questions and writing the show.
Yeah.
And which do you enjoy more? What's hard? All that crap. Probably. Let me see. Maybe Barack Obama.
Okay.
Barack.
What
It's interesting. You talk world politics. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like it'd be fun to talk to.
It seems like the whole time would be me trying to follow what he's saying, like me following that gorilla joke. I'd be like, and wait, who?
Well, you're forgetting that I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, you do
know?
great. You do great. I'd be like, I'd show him my list of questions I'd ask Eminem.
Barack Obama.
Let me be clear. You're dumb.
That's pretty good. This is astounding.
Buddy, it's never
I
going
gotta
away.
let go. I gotta
Let it go. Be water. Be zen.
Maybe Zen, yeah. Maybe I'd get some Buddhist asshole in there. But they're all recorded their stuff, their books. They got the books and everything.
It's hard because there's
Scorsese,
especially
I think.
because like, okay, we love comedy, but like I feel like there isn't a lunch. I wouldn't waste a lunch on a comedian like that.
Well, that's why Larry is like such a different thing. I mean, he's like, to me, he's like the most important artist of my life. He's
Yeah.
like the greatest comedic mind in history to me.
Yeah. Well,
So he would be that one. I mean, but then I would go, yeah, maybe Scorsese, Barack Obama, maybe even George W. Bush. I would be fascinated to talk to.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't you think it'd be interesting to talk? Now he's like painting. He's like
Yeah.
everyone loves him now. It's so
Yeah, it's
fascinating.
really weird. Everybody's like, got this like, oh, he's kind of like a sweet grandpa.
Yeah. Well, you're young too. Like my age, it was like It was bananas what was going on.
Yeah,
when I was
I
of
still
age.
remember the hate for him.
Yeah, and as you should. It was not good. He was not good. At the administration.
Well, he wasn't
not
good.
the hate.
Wasn't his first year good though? Like his first term. Did everybody love him the first term?
Well, the thing about his first term was we were attacked by Al Qaeda. They killed 3,000 people, so that was a little
right
tricky.
Al Qaeda.
That was not a huge
Would you
success.
have lunch with
And
Bin Laden?
Also, in the first term, we went and invaded a country that had nothing to do with that.
Right.
So
That's
that
not
was
good either.
That was tricky. Bin Laden, unfortunately, he passed away. I don't know if you heard the news back in 2011.
Oh my God! I get real sad. I'm
you got
He's
boy, you have egg on your face. He's dead, Jerry.
and eczema on my hands.
Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit. Very
That
dry.
seems
It's doing
unpleasant.
good now though, because the fall's coming, so we're doing good. Wait, but
Maybe
can
maybe Coach Belichick.
all right, yeah.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan.
Yes. LeBron, maybe.
Jordan would be prickly though, I feel like.
Yeah,
But he smokes cigars. Maybe I could smoke a cigar with him.
I feel like he's very sensitive.
Hmm.
You know, like I feel like I wouldn't.
I'd be blowing him though.
Yeah, I'd be kissing his ass. I'd be glazing him, as the kids say.
Now this is interesting because there is quite a generational gap here.
Right. So you have all those like '90s heroes and stuff.
It's like Jordan, you
you're
missed
like
out
Dennis
on.
Miller and all that gay bullshit.
Okay, babe.
Okay, babe. And I would go out to lunch with Billie Eilish because I'm 18.
It's Billy Idol.
Idol. Or Chapel Ronan.
I don't know Chapel Ronan.
Yeah, she's like a new person. She just came out with a video where she was like, I don't have to take pictures with you. I don't have to. I think it's weird that everybody wants to talk to me. And there's a part of me that understands that, but there's also a part of me that's like, just take pictures with people. Like, people love you. Don't you want this? Like, wouldn't you kill for this a long time ago when you were trying to start singing?
Right.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about lunch. I think adding dead people to that is a pretty fascinating, part of this.
Yeah,
like
dead
I would love
people.
to. I would love to go out to lunch with who's that? Like a mobster. I would love to go out to lunch with like who's that fucking guy from the '90s?
Gotti. John Gotti.
John Gotti.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Groucho Marx, I think, would be a fun lunch. He knows everybody. I mean, he's still alive. Bill Cosby would be an
Groucho Marx
interesting.
is still alive.
No, that was the end of sentence, and then I'm starting a new thought.
Oh,
He's still alive, comma. Bill Cosby. I'd be fascinated to have lunch with Bill Cosby.
Right,
I'd be like,
right.
what's up with the rape?
yeah. You put your hand over your drink the entire time. though.
Dude, are you bummed out that you got busted for all the
Yeah.
rape?
What was jail at like 100 years old like?
Yeah, that must have been weird. And yeah, I bet he's got some stories.
I would love to hear him talk about what yeah, there is something where it's like you kind of want to hear these criminals, speak, especially Cosby. I mean, Cosby had this whole like he was
Empire.
a fucking guy, and now he's whatever. And it is what it is.
Up there with Tom Hanks for like the most unexpected, like, what?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Who else? So Tom Hanks would be
Most
one.
shocked to find out they're a serial rapist.
Yeah, probably you. I'd be pretty shocked about that.
I appreciate that.
I think if it came out about me, there's a breadcrumb trail that you could figure it out.
I can see it, yeah. I can see it, yeah, for sure. You're drugging women. How come your TV's crooked?
You noticed that too? I thought that was just me.
No, it's got to.
Oh yeah, I gotta fix that.
You gotta.
I'll fix that while we're leaving. Which, speaking
While
of,
we're
I think we're at that time.
Yeah, I feel bad because I was like rolling in the aisles in the last 10 minutes. I started this lunch question. We haven't had a laugh since.
Yeah, that's
I
the
blew
problem
it.
with here's the scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like all these fucking stupid ass questions like that, where you're like, if you were on a plane, who'd you want to be on a plane with? Okay, let's talk about some bullshit.
We
that
still could
never
have added a
happened
joke.
before.
Well, maybe here's what we do: the last 10 minutes or so after the lunch question, you put that on your Patreon.
Maybe. Look,
Trying to trick you.
yeah, I don't, put that in the coin jar. Put that in the jar of suggestions, and we'll probably get to it. Anyway, thanks for doing this, bro.
Oh man, this is a blast.
Isn't this fun?
Yeah, oh my God. I haven't had this much fun.
What'd you
on a
think when you
podcast.
were like, "Oh, I'm doing Sagalow's podcast"?
No, I told you I wanted to do it. I was excited.
Yeah, he
I'm a
wanted
fan.
to do it.
I'm a fan. I'm just not Luke Mona's fan level. For
I
those
think
who
after
don't know,
today, though.
I'm going to call Luke and be like, I've been doing some thinking. So if you don't know, our friend Luke Monas, our mutual friend who is the
Past
love
guest.
of my life. Yeah, we're battling over best friendom. I mean, you're in the lead, but like I pay him a lot of money.
You do pay him
I
a
take
lot
him
of money.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
But tremendous man and just a real cute, adorable,
And he's
handsome
so
boy.
funny. I called him once a couple years ago, and he was like, "What's up, man?" And I went, "Are we best friends?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude, yeah." And I was like, "Yes."
Who do you, top 5 most attractive male comedians? Is Luke in there?
Of people I know personally, probably.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But he's like 3 times my height also.
Gotta be. Is that hot
so
or bad?
it would be me, Luke, Joe. Put Joe in there.
Now that you've seen the shirtless.
Karen.
Yeah.
Seen her shirtless too.
Me too.
Skank Fest. Skank
Yeah.
Fest.
That's what I called us having sex that night. Skank Fest.
That is a Skank Fest. Skank Fest, more like it.
More like, did you just say Stank Fest?
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, right after I did. Interesting. Well, we're
Yeah.
back to the last.
Yeah.
But Luke is the most. But Luke, every time I see Luke, he called you a quote, once in a generation talent. Once in a generation. And then he said, like a Shane Gillis, and I was like, but they're the same generation.
I know.
Which is
and-
hilarious.
and-
That's a twice in a generation. Literally, that's and Luke is one of the smart people I know. He went to Columbia.
He did?
He called
I
you
didn't
once
know
in a
that.
generation, similar to Shane Gillis.
In the same generation.
Like I'm like they were
Numbers
born
don't
like
lie,
6
Luke.
months apart.
That's so funny. No, fucking Shane's so much older than me.
Is he?
I think so.
I think he's like 35.
I'm 33. Oh.
I think. How old is Shane? I think he's 35 or 36.
And
maybe.
does he drink coffee? And
Does
then
Shane Gillis drink coffee?
what is it?
He is 36.
36.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the same generation. It's
So
ridiculous.
Luke's a fucking idiot.
He is a fucking idiot.
But I
But-
think I changed you.
I think, yeah, you're
Joe
very talented.
finally thinks I'm
Let's leave
funny.
it at that. You're very talented. I've always thought you were hilarious, of course. But he's talking once in a. He thinks you're fucking Groucho.
Well, you know, he's right.
You're more like Sloucho.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. So recognizable, ski master, unreliable, diary of a guy who's higher than a freaking diving board. I'm tired, call me biting you as lame cause you align with your wardrobe. Give that back, you ain't that guy, bro. Kaleidoscope stripping, goddamn I'm tripping, sipping shroom tea, looking at a blank television. Got a girl here gripping, thinking we'll do some business, but that's the last thing that I want. Seriously. Big dog, I'm on shirts now. Still scared that my house is gonna burn down. I'm a rare card, an old Charizard. Getting BJ's on a bench of a promenade. Don't know what to do, I got a lot of problems. Lot of emotional truths, I menage them. I'm getting robbed every time I get a coffee. Cause $6 is just too much.
Keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. But all you do is wrong.
Dream team, me and Galene and the 4 Beatles. Kidnapping whores illegally, pumping them full with needles. Eating Chinese till Steven asked us to order a pizza. Walk to run to get it, I can't do either. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, don't think twice. Just bob your head, dealing your chicken with no rice. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, and on God I won't stop. Unless I wanna, that's kinda the deal, huh? It's Sagdaddy the Pod, no need to deviate. Your ears are not the only holes that I'm about to penetrate. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, so thanks for tuning in. Truman Show flow, if I don't see you, you can suck my dick.